Well, I've heard it's a total lottery, really.
Well, if your reporting officer doesn't like you, then I don't really think you've got much of a chance, to be honest.
Well, they've pretty much got their own secret method of picking people, really.
I've heard they only put a handful of people through.
Well, I think it's all a bit of a fix. I mean, they don't have an opportunity to look at everybody, do they?
They've got their own secret method of deciding who gets it.
Hello, I'm Angela Lamont. I've heard lots of ideas floating around about promotion. Some service people feel it's unfair, like it's something they're never destined to have for reasons that aren't at all clear to them. But what's myth and what's reality? In this programme, I'm going after the facts about promotion. I've come to Headquarters Air Command at RAF High Wycombe to visit Manning, where the promotion selection boards take place. The first stage of the process is pre-boarding, and I've come to talk to one of the desk officers, Flight Sergeant Lee Twining, to learn more about what this involves.
Lee.
Hi, Angela.
Pleased
nice
to
to meet you. Do you want to go through to the pre-boarding room?
Yes, certainly. Here we are in the pre-boarding office. And Lee, I want to start off with the million-dollar question. How fair is promotion in the RAF?
Well, I think it's as fair as it can be. As long as each candidate meets the basic promotion criteria, they've got as much chance as everybody else.
And what are the basic criteria?
You need to have a positive promotion recommendation. You must not have any significant disciplinary action in progress or occurred within the last reporting period. You must have a certain amount of seniority. However, if you get a higher exception or 2 ranks higher without seniority, you could be read by a pre-boarder or an exceptional 1 rank higher for a flight sergeant.
Right, so the pre-boarding process looks at everyone who meets those requirements, but then how do you decide which of those candidates are presented to the promotion board?
Okay, so at this point it's all down to the appraisal. The reporting officer has to write an accurate and objective appraisal of that guy's performance and potential over the year. For instance, we've just finished the SAC to Corporal Med Admin Board, and there was 2 candidates on that board, SAC Lisa Wood and SAC Jenny Hewitt. Looking at SAC Wood first, she had 5 years seniority. She'd been in her current location for 3 years. But really the chances of her promotion began with the appraisal process.
So then, Lisa, how do you think the last 12 months have gone?
I think I've done okay, yeah. It wasn't easy getting used to the new computer system, but I like to feel that I managed it without the extra help, so it's been good.
I'd agree you've done extremely well. From a performance perspective, you managed to adapt to the new processes very calmly. I was also pleased to see that you continued to perform well under pressure, especially in the first half of the year when we were extremely short-staffed. You've done very well.
Thank you, Sarge.
Moving on to your secondary duties, I've obviously made a note of your cross-country running prize. You won, well done. Just so that I've captured everything, have you managed to organise anything with the team and the outside community?
No, I haven't. I was mainly concentrating on the race, so I haven't done anything else, to be honest.
Right, I'll just make a note of that for future reference.
Okay, Lisa seems to be doing well in her current job, and her appraisal reflects that. Moving on to SAC Hewitt, she's been in her current job for 2 years and has seniority of 4 years in rank. Again, her chance of promotion start with the appraisal process.
Are you free later on? Because I just need to go through some things. I'm working on a case. I just wanted to get your opinion.
Yeah, of course you can.
Brilliant.
Right,
All right, thank you.
Bye.
So then, Jenny, how do you personally think the last 12 months have been?
Well, Sarge, it's certainly been a challenge, but I feel I've thrived on the extra responsibility you've given me.
You certainly have. I've been delighted with your performance, and in particular, how well you filled in for your corporal while she was away on maternity leave.
Thank you.
Your work administering the medical boards didn't go unnoticed, and I'm really pleased at how you've improved the operational output of the med centre. I'll be reflecting that in your report.
Thank you.
I'm also pleased, looking at your notes here, that despite your heavy workload, you've managed to continue with your ATC involvement. Any other volunteer work?
Yes, I've also been helping at the local children's hospice once a week.
And what have you been doing down at the hospice?
I've helped organise a new roster system for the staff, and I'm also there as a sympathetic ear when the children's parents want someone to talk to.
Fantastic. Enjoying it?
Yes, it's been a really challenging experience, but it's been very rewarding as well at the same time.
Great.
Okay, from looking at Jenny's appraisal, we can see she's doing really well in her current duties, but also she's doing exceptionally well in her extracurricular activities.
So I take it then, because they've both performed well, they both stand a good chance of being promoted?
Well, yes, I agree they've both done exceptionally well in their current duties, but it's not all just about performance on the Servicemen's Joint Appraisal Report, the SJAR. It's about potential as well. We need to see evidence of how well the individuals could perform in the next rank. So it's important that the subject display that throughout the reporting year, but equally important that the ROs capture that in the report with evidence and examples.
So when they see the report, it's important that individuals shouldn't just accept the promotion recommendation on the SJAR. They need to review what's been written about them, about their performance and their potential.
I think it's hugely important the subject review what's been put in there by the reporting officer and actually comment back to the first, second, third ROs about what's been contained to make sure that they've covered all the points throughout the reporting year.
And then what happens to the report once it's been finalised?
Once it's been finalised on JPA, it'll appear on the system and we can see it then at High Wycombe. So the pre-boarders can do their pre-boarding and also it will be presented to the Promotion Selection Board.
What happens to individuals if their SJAR isn't submitted to Manning in time for the start of that promotion board?
Well, if it isn't in on time, and clearly we can't present it to the promotion board, now it can be late for a number of reasons. If it's late because there's been an administrative problem, i.e. it's not the individual or the reporting officer's fault, then we'll take retrospective action and they'll be looked at after the board.
How does the pre-boarding process continue from grading?
Okay, the pre-boarders will look at a rank and trade and they'll take that rank and trade's reports away. They'll read and score each report, giving it a number out of 9, looking at performance and potential. And once they've got that merit order list by number, they'll look at the field size. So, for example, if there's a quota of 50 for promotion this year, they'll look at a field size of roughly twice plus 20, so 120 they'd need to present to the Promotion Selection Board. And what they do is apply a cut-off for that line and make the people above it an A grade and the people below it a B grade.
OK, so the SJAR has been finalised and has been received for pre-boarding, but what is pre-boarding?
Well, pre-boarding is the mechanism of reducing the amount of candidates that are presented to a promotion board. So really just providing a manageable number for the Promotion Selection Board. And we do that by breaking them down into 4 grades, A, B, C and U. Now A grade is a candidate who is promotable in all respects and competitive within relation to the quota. Bs are promotable in all respects but not considered as competitive as As in the relation to the quota. C grades lack seniority in rank, a negative promotion recommendation, formal warning in the last reporting period, a low conduct in the last reporting period, a lack of trade-specific competencies, discharged within 3 months of the last day of the promotion board, or if they refuse promotion on last year's promotion selection board. U grades can be waived, deferred, or just not received in time for the promotion board.
How does the pre-boarding process continue from grading?
So what we'll do then is the Cs and Us will be removed from the pre-boarding process until later on when they'll be looked at with the Promotion Selection Board. But what we're going to look at then is the rest of the candidates will be taken away and read and scored. So we'll look at their appraisals and score each appraisal. And what we're trying to do is provide the most competitive candidates to the promotion board. So for example, the board we did recently was the SAC to Corporal Med Admin Board. So we read and scored their reports. We need to provide a quota of 50, which defined a field size of 120. We needed to provide 120 then to go to the Promotion Selection Board. So we read and score. Everybody above the merit order line of 120 becomes an A. Everybody below becomes a B.
And do they all go through to the Promotion Selection Board, or is it just the A's?
Well, the A's get presented to the promotion board in full and the B's and C's by profile. And by profile, I mean just a broad outline of their performance on their appraisals over the last 3, 4 or 5 years, respectively.
Can I ask how Jenny and Lisa got on in pre-board?
Lisa and Jenny were both presented to the promotion board as A grades, but in my opinion as a pre-boarder, Jenny's potential and performance narratives were both stronger. Therefore, I deemed her the stronger of the two candidates.
Thank you, Lee. I can see now that pre-boarding is quite a task. And now I need to find out more about the promotion board itself and how it works. Now, to do that, I need to talk to the promotion board president.
Thanks, guys. That's the board completed.
The SAC to Corporal Med Admin Board is held once a year. The president for this year's board is Warrant Officer Dave Grantham.
Dave, Angela Lamont.
Hi.
Thanks for seeing me today.
No problem. The board's finished. If you want to come this way, and we'll have a bit of a chat.
So there are 3 promotion board members. What does each one actually do?
Well, there's a president, which I am today for this board, and look after the day-to-day running of the board. There's a specialist member who's in the trade that we're actually looking to promote, and he gives us specialist advice to the other 2 members. There's a third member who's non-specialist, and he gives an independent perspective. The setup of the ranks on the board is that for this board, SC to Corporal, we'll have a warrant officer and 2 leased flight sergeants. For a promotion to flight sergeant to warrant officer, we'd have a group captain and 2 wing commanders.
Can you talk me through the process?
It's a role of the board to place all the A-grade candidates in merit order as per the pre-board. This is achieved by reading a number of narratives and, dependent on the quality of the narratives, placing them in a merit order and giving them a score.
How does the scoring system work?
Well, each board member scores each individual at a maximum of 9 points, taking into account all their narratives that are under consideration. This gives the board flexibility to talent spot individuals and also takes into account any rogue assessment that may be on an individual. It's therefore very important that reporting officers are objective and honest when reporting on an individual and give specific examples to back up their recommendations.
What are the factors you're particularly looking for?
How an individual is performing their primary duties is very important. However, the view of the potential of an individual is the deciding factor.
And what if you get 2 candidates of a very similar standard?
If we have candidates of a similar standard, then we may move away from their primary role and look how they perform in extracurricular activities, where they may show management and leadership skills that are required for advancement.
So, in all of this, are you only looking at the A grades?
As well as looking at all the A grades, we will do a quality check of the B and C grades. If we pick one up and it's justified, then we'll score that person and place them in merit order.
Well, that all sounds very thorough. Now, earlier on, I was talking to the pre-boarders about 2 particular candidates, SAC Lisa Wood and SAC Jenny Hewitt. Can I ask how they got on?
The board are looking to see how individuals outperform each other within rank and trade. In the case of SC Wood, she's performed extremely well, but her ROs haven't reflected this within their narratives and have not given specific examples, especially on her leadership and management skills. In the case of SC Hewitt, she's also performed extremely well, and her ROs have given examples of how she's performed in her primary role and with her extracurricular activities. Therefore, we've placed SC Hewitt within the quota, but SC Wood is outside.
So now that you've completed the promotions board, what happens to that merit order list? Where does it go next?
Well, the list is sent to a member of ACOS Manning, who ratifies it and ensures that it's been conducted in accordance with current regulations. The promotion selection list is then sent to the appropriate trade desk, who will make any immediate offers of promotion if necessary.
And how would you find out how you did at the board?
For corporals and below, they can go through their unit HR staffs. For senior NCOs and above, they can also go through their unit HR staffs, but they can also contact their career manager direct.
Sergeant Connor? Yes, SAC Hewitt works for me. Oh, she's been selected by the promotion board. That's fantastic. Yeah, she'll be delighted when I tell her. Yeah, cheers, mate. Thanks.
From what I've seen and heard, the system is as fair as it can be. But there are a few things you need to remember.
Performance is important, but to be successful on a promotion board, you also need to demonstrate the potential for the next rank and beyond. The subject comments box should be used to correct any factual inaccuracies contained in the first reporting officer's report, rather than as a complaints box. The Career Aspirations box provides an opportunity for individuals to communicate with the promotion board. Failure to complete this section may result in the promotion board drawing its own conclusions rather than taking an informed view. Agreeing objectives with your first reporting officer at the start and throughout the reporting period enables you both to have a clear understanding of what's expected. By failing to set objectives, individuals miss an opportunity to highlight subjects such as worthwhile secondary duties and significant educational courses. In addition to supplementing how your performance is assessed, how you manage your secondary duties and extracurricular activities can also be a useful indication of your potential. Reporting officers, be truthful, be factually accurate, provide examples, and, just as importantly, get the report in on time. For more information, see the Promotions website.
So, if you can come up with the goods and you have the evidence to support it, you stand a real chance of being promoted.